record to computer. Awesome, guys. So that is that recording. I hope you can all see my screen okay. I hope you can all see me okay. Let me get my little slideshow up and going. For those that have done any form of training with me before, you are probably very aware that I love a good wee slideshow. I love putting things out in various different ways for people to learn, as everybody learns in different ways. But before we get into that, I'll introduce myself, I suppose, because there's a lot of new people. My name is Sean McGeough. I'm also known as Psychic in the City. I have been working with Spirit and for Spirit for a very, very long time, believe it or not. Professionally or full-time, whatever way you want to call it, I'm hitting the 10-year mark. I'm also a master tarot reader. I have been reading the tarot from the age of 13. So that's 20 years experience I have with tarot. So I have a fair wee bit of knowledge on things that I am talking about, things that I am teaching around. And my two main loves with my work is teaching, first of all. I'm currently running a mentoring program, which has been specially designed for people. Doesn't matter what level of experience you're at, whether you're brand new or you have 10 years experience in development. So you can come and you can join the mentorship, or well, that one's closed, but stay listening to the end, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. So I've designed a new form of training for developing mediums. Like I was saying, doesn't matter where you're at. You can join at any stage of your development. And this starts, it's broken into two different sections. The first is theory that I give, and I give that in a pre-recorded video. And then the second is a weekly practical session. So that's where it doesn't really matter where you've came in, because your theory will start at module 1, video 1, which is all about us as spiritual beings, moves through things like the soul, the spirit, the spiritual being, psychic development guides, the mechanics of mediumship, power, structure in a link, all that type of good stuff is all pre-recorded and give to you. So say you're someone that you're maybe, keen in your tarot or your angel cards, well then that's what you'll use our practical sessions for in the middle of the week. Or say you maybe learned something new in one of our videos and you think, you know what, Shannon, I really like that spread that you shared, so I'm going to use our practice time to do that. So that's where the training is very different, where it's not really sort of, you need to have A, B, and C behind you in order to join, because everyone starts off with the theory at the same part, and then you have your live interactive training. So I'm really, really proud of my little mentorship. I'm really, really, really proud of my students and how far they've came. They were about halfway through these 8 months, and they're already torturing me as to what's coming next. So I'm busy working away. Obviously with my work, I work with my guide. I work with my guide on a daily basis. I have done for years. And I found that there's a lot of misconceptions in and around guides. And, working with your guide is a fantastic sort of, I don't want to say like leveling up with your work, because you're going to be working with your guide whether you know it or not. But it's moving into that next level or that different level of your work once you fully understand working with your guide, whether it be intuitively or healing. But we'll look at that a little bit more. For anyone that knows me knows I will give this whole webinar in 10 minutes and then have to backtrack throughout it all. So I hope you are understanding and following me so far. So like I've said before, we were recording, this is being recorded. If you're uncomfortable with that, well, obviously the screen that you're seeing now is what's being recorded, but please turn off your cameras if you do not want to be on camera. But this is being recorded for you to watch again whenever you want. So let's move on. So connecting to our Spirit Team webinar. So what we're going to be looking at today is what is and what isn't a spirit guide. We're going to be looking at what they are here to help with. We're going to be looking at possible blocks that we may have in connecting with them. And we are also going to do a short guided meditation, which I will talk you through. So whenever we get to that point, please guys, make sure that you can have those 10-15 minutes set aside, that, the other half, the kids, the cat, the dog, maybe your mother, who knows, isn't going to disturb you for that little guided meditation. And I've also decided that I'm going to give you as a guided meditation along with the recording that you can use at home, because I'm always about giving more and giving more. Like I was saying, one of my main loves of my work is teaching, is educating people. So I'm very, very free with my knowledge. I'm very, very free with my information. And I like to give people as best as I possibly can, or as best as I possibly can, to help arm you in moving forward in any stage of your development or on your journey of unfoldment, really. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. So put simply, what is a spirit guide? Clue's kind of in the name there, isn't it, guys? It's a spirit that guides us. Absolutely. Our guides are highly evolved spiritual beings that are assigned to us before birth. Our guides aren't family, believe it or not, and they help us on our life path. So let's move back to point number one. Guides are highly evolved spiritual beings that are assigned to us before birth. So that's why whenever you hear people talk about their guides, they'll talk about Native Americans, they'll talk about monks, beings from Atlantis, whatever it is. I'm finding more and more at the minute as well, though, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding a lot of like my students or people that I'm working with in one-to-one readings, their guides would be coming forward, and they're light beings. You know, they're not necessarily coming through in those little boxes that we put them in, such as Native Americans. But the key thing with guides is they are a bit more spiritually evolved. They've lived many lives. They've done many things. So whenever we're talking about the levels in the spirit vibrations, so how I describe this to people is we all go to the same place when we pass away. But if you imagine the spirit world, spirit vibrations, heaven, whatever you want to call it, if you imagine that as a big hotel and you walk into the lobby and the lobby's all beautiful. So that's the ground floor. That's where the likes of you and I go, because we're just normal people. We're doing normal things, as fantastic as we all are, guys. But that's where we all tend to go. That's where mums go, our dads go, grannies, grandads, siblings, our friends. We all go to the lobby. And then we have a chance to get in the wee elevator and go up to the first floor. And then up in the first floor would be the likes of more highly evolved spiritual beings, such as guides that have worked their way through the human aspect, the human lives. So they don't need to come back to the physical anymore. So what their job to do is to help us on our life path. Now, obviously they've lived many lives. So the image that we get of them is usually due to our human brain, our human mind having to go, I need to put a label on everything. So that's why, you know, we will get them as the Native American and so on and so forth. And then if we go up into maybe the second level, now guys, please don't be quoting me on, you know, oh, I have to go up to floor number 2 to meet the Ascended Masters, you know. So we'll have maybe guides. So maybe they would be level 2, and then you get the likes of, say, Mother Teresa would be in level 1, and then you get level 2 spirit guides. Level 3, the third floor of the hotel, would be the likes of guides, no, ascended masters, and so on and so forth. And then right up at the very top is God, divine spirit, our creator, whatever you want to call it, guys. Please don't be offended by me saying God. That's just what I believe. Other people have different names for the same thing. So they're highly evolved, and they agree to come and help us on our life path before we get here. So it's like, I'm sure you have heard of life contracts. You know, we sit around a wee table, if you go with my little analogies, we sit around a wee table with our soul group, our guides, our guardian angel. We all work out what it is that we're going to be doing. We sign our wee contract and on we go. So our guide is there to help nudge us and go, excuse me, come on, what are you doing here? You need to move over here and look at this. Now, our guides aren't our family. And I hear this so many times where people have said to me, oh, my granny's my guide, or my husband's my guide. And I'm like, they're not really. Your family may be a guiding influence in your life, but they are not a spirit guide. And it's very, very important to make this to get this awareness in your mind, guys. It's very, very important to understand, as much as we love our family and our spirit family, they're not our guides, but they are guiding influences, which is a very different thing. You know, obviously we all have maybe an overly nosy mother that likes to know what's going on, and if she's in spirit, she may come forward, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she's a guide. And they are here to help us on our life path. You do not have to be a medium to connect with your guide. You know, I've heard that one through about so much, but Spirit have told me different, and that's what I choose to believe in. Because us as intuitives, spiritually minded, whatever background it is that you're from, I'm sure that you are very much as the same thought process of me and going, you know what, Shan, you're right. We are no different from anybody else. So if we can connect to our guides, surely my next door neighbor can connect to hers when she's having a hard time. You know, they're not strictly there to help with readings, but we'll get into things in another wee bit. Now, let's look at what they can help us with. So our guides can help us with pretty much anything that we ask them. But we got to understand at the same time, guys, that our guides don't care about what diet we're on. They don't care about what hairstyle you have. Don't really care about what you wear, what clothes you wear, what you're dressed like. They're the types of things that, you know, I have a bit of an issue with. Whenever people go, oh, my guy told me to dye my hair this color, and I'm like, did they? Okay, fair dues. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Our guides are here to help with whatever it is we need help with. But the key is we have to learn to ask, because God gave us free will. So that means that we can go so far off our life path, and that's totally fine. But we can ask our guides to assist us and give us a sign if we're moving in the right direction. You can ask your guide for, okay, I'm kind of struggling with developing my intuition. Give me a wee sign here. And then you come across my webinar. Isn't that brilliant? It's a wee bit of shameless self-plugging there. But anyway, so you have to ask your guide for help. But at the same time, you have to develop your clairs, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, to a good sort of level of understanding, so that you can then receive that information that comes from these spirit people, from our spirit helpers. But the key thing is to ask and then follow your intuition. So simple, so underutilized. Now we're going to look at some blocks that will help us from connecting with our guides. Fear, ego. And now whenever I talk about ego, please don't think that I'm talking about egotism, you know, as in it's all me, me, me. Lack of self-worth and anger. They're the four more main things that will block us from our guides. Now, we can also branch into being underdeveloped, not understanding our own gifts and abilities, not understanding what our clairvoyance is, or clairsentience is. We can look at those things, absolutely. But the four main blocks that will prevent us is fear, ego, the me, the id part of the mind. If we look at the id, the ego, and the super ego, which is the three part module of the mind. Sorry if I'm confusing people. These are things that I really, really break down in my mentorship. Like we look at the mind, we look at the different stages of the mind, how the mind blends with spirit and things like that. So if I'm confusing anybody, sorry. Lack of self-worth and anger. So these are the four main things. So let's look at fear. Fear is a very common feeling that can block us from our guides. And what that looks like, it's the fear of not being good enough, the fear of getting it wrong, and the fear of not being able to do it. So this is the wee part, guys, where I wave my magic wand and I clear all this fear that you guys have. Because if you truly believe and understand that we are a spiritual being having a physical experience, then why can't we communicate with spirit, with that which we truly are? It only stands to make sense. That if we are spirit, then we can communicate with what we truly are. So the fear of getting it wrong, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being able to do it, all seems to disappear when we have that understanding that we are spirit. We are what we are communicating with. Just in the same way that I'm in a physical body and I'm communicating to you in a physical body. Well, if I can do that and you can talk to me or you can talk to your friends, then you can absolutely talk to spirit. Now, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of getting it wrong, and the fear of not being able to do it also comes with increasing your knowledge base. Because when you begin to increase your knowledge through study, through webinars, through classes, courses, books, you name it, once you begin to delve deeper into the understanding of what it is that you're actually doing, then that fear begins to go away, because then you will understand what it is that you're doing. And see, the fantastic thing about our minds is that whenever we expand into a new level of awareness, we can never go back. So the more you expand your knowledge base, the better it's going to be for your work in connecting with your guides. Now, the ego. We need to learn to replace the I with we. You know what that old saying goes, when you change it from illness, it becomes wellness, or something like that. I'm not really great at the metaphor, sure I'm not, guys. But we got to understand that whenever we're working with our guides, be it in a mediumistic capacity or using our intuition during a card reading, while we're doing healing, we got to understand that it's a team effort. And there is not one thing wrong with being proud of your work at all. Like, anybody that tells you, you shouldn't be proud of your work, don't listen to them. Like, you have to be proud of what it is that you do. But you got to understand that, yes, you're doing work, but so are they. So we've got to share that pride. We've got to be proud of ourselves. We've got to thank our team. And that will begin to keep our ego in check whenever we're working with spirit. Now, in my mentorship, every once in a while, I'll ask a few students, I'll be like, so why are you here? Why have you signed up? I'll get into proper teacher mode, scare a few of them, and they all panic and, oh, I need to work on this and I need to work on that. And I'm like, guys, I am the teacher that you're supposed to tell me what you're proud of doing, because I'll celebrate in your success with you. That's just me as a teacher anyway, Now, let's move on to lack of self-worth. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. Only special people can do it. Oh, I hate hearing things like this. I really, really do. And in my teaching, in my readings, I just want to kick some people and give them a little shake, because a lot of people do not understand how special you actually are. The fact that you're here learning about your guides, it shows that you can do it. It shows that you are smart enough. And do you know what? See, if you're not smart enough, do you know what this shows? And I use the word smart and not smart enough very loosely. Do you know what it shows? That you're willing to learn, that you're willing to meet them halfway. And we're going to get into some tips and tricks in just a minute, don't worry. Only special people can do it. You are special. You really are, guys. And you got to understand that you're willing to learn, to develop, and that you can do this. And you probably have been getting information from your guides for so long without even realizing that you've been doing it. So cut it out. Let's move on forward. Anger. Anger is the worst possible thing. Now, I'm a firm believer in we're supposed to feel every single range of emotion that is available to us in this density. Everything from gratitude right down to anger. But anger is the lowest vibration for them to get through. And it doesn't mean anger just at spirits. Like, we can be angry at them if we want, but it's not going to do us any good. Anger at the world. Anger at people and situations. My God, my boyfriend's annoyed me. He's such a meh. I hate my husband, and my man is doing my head in. All this type of stuff that puts up like a big, massive, bulletproof wall in and around your aura, and spirit are just standing on the outside going, excuse me, buddy, can you stop being angry there? Because if we understand that we'll go back to the hotel and they're maybe up on the third floor and we're not even in the hotel. So we're contracting our energy, and then we're putting a big like bulletproof shield around us, and they're going, how am I supposed to get in and talk to him or her? You know, so anger is the thing that will prevent us from working. And I can confirm this through being angry at the world, being angry at people, being angry at everything you just heard me go through. That was very real experiences there. I could not work for a good few months after I left my ex-husband because I was so angry. And I was angry at myself. I was angry at him. I was angry at just anybody, really. And this is not a poor me type of thing. This is just factual. And I had to withdraw from doing readings because my information from Spirit was awful. Not what they were giving me, the quality of it was awful. Because I was trying to get into a high vibration where at the core of my being, I was super angry. So, you know, anger is the worst thing to be trying to embark upon this work. And if you understand that, and we work with our AAA when it comes to our feelings, I'm giving you so much information here, guys, by the way. I hope you aren't overwhelmed by it. If we work with our AAA in the terms, oh, let me see. If we work with our AAA, with our feelings, which is acknowledge them. No, sorry, the first one is an awareness of them. Then the second one is acknowledge them. And then the third A is articulate them. I know those of you that know me are going to be super impressed at me at saying articulate, aren't you? So if we have an awareness of our feelings, and then we can acknowledge that we're feeling maybe not so great, and then we can talk about it, that'll really lessen it. Now, guys, obviously that the AAA, you can use that in any part of your life. Again, like I said, I like to give a lot of information. I really, really do. And I've just realized there that a couple of my wee slides have went missing because this is moving us into a guided meditation, which is a lot quicker than what I had because I did think I had some tips here. Previous. Let me stop this little share here. So I can see Tara is making an awful lot of notes there. That is good. I hope everybody else is making loads of notes. Let me just pull up my other little PowerPoint that I made because I am that extra. I did make 2 of them. Let me see. So let's resume the recording and let me get my screen share back up again. Anytime I say the word share is when I normally do my silly share impersonation. But nobody wants to hear that because these are all kind of brand new to me. So we will leave that a little while. Stop share. So guys, I am trying to pull this little screen share up. And we are going to look at the different roles of guides in more so of a metaphysical, a spiritual role. So we will have different guides for different things. Let me see. So one guide that we will have will be the gatekeeper or the doorkeeper. This is what's known as the protector. Now, I don't like the word protector because that opens up to the form that we need protected. The more I kind of see this as he's like the bouncer whenever we're working with spirit or we're working in an intuitive capacity. So this is kind of one of the guides that is going to be assigned to us from birth. And he'll sort of oversee other people coming in and out. I don't really believe that we need protected. I believe 100% that we have God-given protection whenever we work. But this is just kind of the terminology that's used. But the more I get into things in the likes of, you know, my mentoring program, or maybe the Enhancing Your Intuition, I don't know if people have looked at that on my website, but let's move on. So the next sort of guide that we would have would be what's known as the communicator. Now, this is the type of guide that we do need to build that good relationship with. Because this is the one that will help us with our one-to-ones, our readings, our healing work, our demonstrating, and so on. So this would be the one that we would probably have more of a good sense of, in the terms of whenever we sit for spirit, or we are developing our mediumistic abilities, or, you know, we're learning our tarot and things like that. This would be the guide that, like, I talk to every day. You know, that's the communicator. And we'll pick on Jane because she asked some questions, or we're not picking on you, Jane, don't worry. So say we have Jane, and Jane decides to join a development program because she thinks, oh my God, Sean's really handsome and he seems to know what he's talking about. So say Jane signs up for my 8 months. So say maybe month 3 comes along, Jane's going to know her gatekeeper, and she's going to be really familiar with her communicator. But say month 3 of the mentorship comes along, and Jane goes to me, Sean, you know, I've sort of dabbled in a little bit of healing here. Can you confirm if this new guide I've met's my healing guide? And because she's my teacher, I'll say, no, you confirm it. Or because I'm her teacher, sorry, I'll say, no, you confirm it, because that's just the way it goes. But say, you know, Jane, she goes down that healing route, she's going to meet that healing guide. So that's the one that will assist us with our healing work. And then we have our trance communicator and our teacher. So let me see, if I disappear this, you might be able to see everything. So here, stop my camera, that'll do it. So our trance controller would be the one that speaks and teaches while the medium is in trance. So, oh my God, I've got Jane signed up to so much, and this is her first webinar. I've already got her doing trance, and now she's doing teaching, and she's also got her guide that assists mediums with teaching, and also teaching the medium. So here we can see that there's a good wee group of guides that are beginning to develop with anybody whenever it comes around the time of your development. So you can kind of see here that, you know, at any stage we can have between 1 and 5 guides working with us. Now, let me stress this point. It does not matter how much guides you have, whether yours is Big Chief Running Bear or just someone that looks like your next door neighbor. Your guides do not care about stuff like that. All right? There's no such thing as guide worship. Guides don't care about things like that. So it doesn't matter who has the most guides, who meets a new guide every week. None of that thing does not matter. You know, and guys, I'm probably a very different type of teacher than you came across, you know. So I hope I'm not too much for you. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, I know my communicator. I know him so well. He's the only one not the only one. Other ones will step in and out for various different things. But my communicator, he's there when I'm doing my readings. He's there when I'm demonstrating. He's just said he likes to take a break when I'm teaching, which I don't believe him because I can see him standing right here. And then there's my the gatekeeper. I know him, but don't have a good relationship with him the way I do my communicator. Not that it's a bad relationship. It's just I know him. He always knocks about. Knew him very well. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Had a good relationship with him to get to know him, and now I just know that he's there when I'm working. So, you know, doesn't matter. Let me see. Why are you not going to the next page there? So building a relationship with your guides. Building a relationship with your guides helps you get familiar with an external energy. It allows for a closer attunement to your guides. It helps with mediumistic connections. So see, the more that you build that relationship with your guide, and I can guarantee that everyone that's on this webinar tonight, there is mediumistic potential within you because the interest is there to work with spirit. Now, where that goes and what that looks like, I don't know because I don't live in your house and I don't know yet. But this is the first sign, guys. So the more you can build that relationship with your guide, see whenever it comes to your mediumistic development, it's very, very easy for you to flip that relationship that you have with your communicator over to the spirit communicator, the mummies, daddies, the grannies, and the grandies, because you're familiar with that external energy. So it's not frightening and it's not scary. And they're there to help. So ask them for help. Hope that makes sense. What your guides aren't here for. I think you can probably all gather by now how much I love my little PowerPoints. They don't care what color your hair is or if you're going to diet. They don't care what diet you're on. They don't care what color shirt you wear. You kind of get the idea of what they don't really care. Not they don't care, what they're not really here for. You know, they'll maybe chime in if you ask, but you know, it's not their life purpose to be standing over you and going, Shan, you know, actually you're teaching, so could you maybe change out the mustard and put the red on? No, that's what they're there for. Now, who wants to do a lovely little meditation? A little 10-minute meditation. Who wants to do the little meditation? Yes, shall we look into that, guys? If you can make sure that you aren't going to be disturbed for the next 10 minutes, that would be great. I am going to switch my own camera off as well, just because I don't like being recorded while I'm talking through this. And let me see. Okay, yes, so I have a recording that I'm going to send you as well, guys. So if you can all just sit comfortably and just close down your eyes. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And once more, just breathing in deeply through the nose and breathe out through your mouth. And taking another deep breath in through the nose and breathe out through your mouth. Now just allow your breathing to regulate. Just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And just notice where you take some shallower breaths. And you take some deeper breaths. As you affirm to yourself, I am relaxed. I am grounded. And I want you to become aware of that drifting and floating feeling that you have in your body. And as you become aware of that drifting, floating feeling, you allow it to move through your entire body. As you allow yourself to relax more. And relax more and more. Where any distracting thoughts just become distant and less frequent. Now, as we move through this little guided meditation, don't worry about being visual. Don't worry about anything that may come to your awareness. As meeting your guide, it's a journey. Just breathe in and breathe out. As in your mind, I want you to visualize a bright white light in the center of your chest. And whether you visualize or you feel or you just know that that light is there, just allow that white light to fill your entire body with the next in-breath that you have. And just relax more on the out-breath. This white light is your own power beginning to build. And I want you to just feel that space around you as you feel the edges of yourself just melt away. You're responding perfectly. And in your mind, I want you to go to that place of nature. Go to that place that is special to you. And as you look around and taking in the sights and the sounds, feeling the sun on your skin, a cool breeze brushing by, feeling the earth beneath your feet. And off in the distance, you can hear running water. As you know that this place is that meeting place between the two worlds. And as you move through this place of nature, I want you to become aware of a large tree just to the left of you. And as you go and sit under this tree, feeling your back press up against it, knowing that you're safe and secure. It's not too far off in the distance. You can see a figure begin to head towards you, but you feel safe and you recognize this figure. And as they move closer to you, you begin to see whether they are male or female. And as they move closer, you notice how they are dressed. And as they sit next to you, I want you to welcome them. As you say, welcome, friend. I want you to connect your energy with mine so that I may become aware of your energy. Knowing that nothing can harm or hurt you. As you just feel their energy connect with yours. And this is the part of the exercise that we're going to ask them for their name. And just trust the first name that comes to mind. But don't be worried if you don't get anything. as this is a journey and can sometimes take time. And as you sit with your guide, this is the perfect opportunity to ask them for help, to ask them for that assistance. And for those of you that merely just want to hand over worries and stresses and concerns, you can do that also. Just sitting in the beautiful blend of your spirit friend. This is the point where you're going to ask them for their calling card, that feeling, that sensation that you know when they have stepped into your energy. It may be a physical sensation in the body. It may feel like a breeze or cobwebs along the face. Or you may get nothing apart from simply knowing that they are there. But the more you do this exercise, the stronger it becomes. Now, as you thank your guide, you ask them to remove their energy from yours. And as the both of you travel back to that place of nature, knowing you can return at any time. But before you leave, your guide has a gift they would like to share with you. And as you hold out your hands and accept this gift with love, I want you to take a deep, grounding breath into the body, just bringing your awareness back to the room, wiggling your fingers and your toes. That's it. Just open your eyes and have a little stretch. Awesome, guys. So that was just a quick little exercise. Obviously, I think it's very similar to that I already have recorded that I'm going to send out to you. Did everybody get something? I hope you did. For those that are kind of maybe new, and this is maybe their first experience or they haven't been doing much, don't be worrying if you didn't get anything. You know, don't be too worried. Like I said, it's a journey, it's a process, so don't be worrying about it. You have this webinar, yeah, you'll have that recording to do every day, every week, whatever it is that works for you. And the more that you do things like that, because obviously not everybody is a developed medium, or maybe you are, I don't know. But the best way to contact your guide in the beginning stages is through meditation. And that comes with what I've just shared with you. So I did do it in such a way that you'll begin to familiarize yourself with them, to get their name, and then to ask for that little bit of assistance. So it's kind of like a lot that I threw in there, you know, but I'm more than certain that these are all very, very capable of doing that, you know. And I do hope you did get something from it, and this little webinar has give you a fair wee amount of knowledge in moving on forward. You know, but I do want to spend a wee moment and let me see, chat box is going. Woo. Oh, where'd you go? I'm so hopeless with technology, guys. I really am. It was lovely. Thank you. Very I do want to chat to you a little bit about my 8-month mentoring program, because I can tell you right now it is not going to be the price that you think it is. So it's not a really bad picture of me, guys. Please, someone compliment me and tell me it's really good. Um, I'll actually tell. Just want to hear the story of those photos. Right, I hate photographs. I really do. It's a thing that I'm working on, believe it or not. So I got my brother to take photos of me on his phone because there was no way I was going and getting professional photos taken. Kind of unhappy with just a few things. So he started playing RuPaul's Cover Girl, and so I started posing, and I'm recording myself doing this, and I'm not even embarrassed. I'm not even gonna lie and say I am. And believe it or not, that was the best photo. But anyway, so my 8-month mentoring program is on month 4. So unfortunately, nobody can join. But I've had a few people ask me to join, and I was like, do you know what, guys? Maybe I will start a new one. So what this looks like over the period of 8 months training with myself is a weekly pre-recorded video that's anything between 10 and 30 minutes following in an 8-month structure. Module 1 is all about us as a spiritual being, and where we'll look at the mind, the soul, the spirit, the subconscious, superconscious, conscious mind, you name it, I give it to you all in charts, diagrams, pinpoint, PowerPoints. And then there is a weekly practical session. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new, everybody will work through the theory at their own point. So that's at the start of the week. This new one, our practical session, will probably be on a Tuesday evening. It's a 90-minute on average session every week. And there's also a few added extras that are in that, such as I have a few one-to-ones with people in the terms of one-on-one, sort of figuring out where they're at and what they're doing. And there's bonus classes that I give on more specific things, such as like demonstrations of me doing readings. So this is an 8-month training program to give you the understanding in the theory and practice of mediumship. But obviously, I can't just throw it in at mediumship and be like, there you go. We start at square one and you work through the 8 months. So you'll understand the self, the aura, the psychic senses, the chakras, guides, how to give a psychic reading, what a psychic reading actually is, mediumships, what the clairs are. I think I said that already. I don't know. I am going to be starting this again. Now, I was speaking to my assistant, and he said that he's going to update the website and get rid of the administration fee, which is normally when it started there during the year, it was a £30 administration fee, which would get you set up on the back end to all your emails being sent out every week for 8 months. That's normally his money. He's so nice, and he's been like, you know what, I'll give that up if they sign up today. So who wants to have a wee stab at what that price is going to be? I'm not even going to let you talk about it. I'm going to open the wee chat room there. Gorgeous as always. Thank you, Lisa. I'm surprised nobody else has called me gorgeous. These are all fired. So the 8-month mentoring program is only £320. I know, isn't that great? But I know what money's like with people, because I remember way back when. So that works out at £40 a month for 8 months. That you get your theory video, your practical session. But if you sign up today, because my practical sessions are starting in a couple of weeks, if you sign up today, you go on my website, sign up, I will begin to send you my Enhancing Your Intuition video course. And then a few other crazy things that I'm going to sign up to use. Or you can maybe want to book an enrollment call with myself or one of my team to maybe discuss it in a little bit more detail. Or if you're one of those people that thinks, do you know what, Shan, I'm going to sign up because there's no administration fee today, and pay the first £40, which is cheaper than the Enhancing Your Intuition course. That will get you set up for today of 8 monthly payments of just 40 quid. which will give you 8 months of training. Lisa is actually one of my students. She's on halfway through it, and she sent me an email, and I hope you don't mind me sharing, Lisa, saying, because I told her to recap over module 1 and whatever, and she's like, I only understand now how much information you give in those videos because she didn't understand it to begin with. But remember me saying, once you expand your knowledge into a new place of awareness, you can never go back. So whenever she began to recap her theory, more and more things made sense to her. And I can tell you, I can give you a hell of a lot in 20 minutes. There's also guest tutors as well. One of my good friends is co-author of this fantastic book, Awakening the Soul. She's in one of the lessons. I'm going to get a few people in on practicals. I've even started an additional practical session. So if anyone is interested in signing up, I will actually go and fire my link into the little chat box of my website. That's not even my website anymore. So if you are interested in training, you can 100% get rid of the 30 quid administration fee, and you can go and sign up and gain not instant access, but pretty much within the next 24 hours access, shall I say that, of you'll get access to the Enhancing Your Intuition course. I will get you set up for a phone call anyway, so that we can have a wee chat about moving forward with the next 8 months. But I am super excited that I'm able to bring that on. And don't mind at all, love the mentorship, got so much already, absolutely. And it's one of those things, like, you know, if you are interested in developing, look what I give for free. Look at it that way. Look at what I give you on a free webinar. Now, imagine what I would give you and something you are paying for. And I think £40 a month is, well, I 100% believe £40 a month is way too cheap for what I'm doing. But I always give a lot. And then you'll also be meeting a network of people that are like-minded to practice readings on, to get practice readings from. So guys, if you want to sign up today and you want to sign up for cheap, go and do it. So rather than paying the administration fee and your first month sign up, you can just sign up and there's no administration fee. So Brenton's going and doing all that work for free because he's very much like me, and he's like, let's give more value to people, let's get them on, let's get them signed up, you know. So I really hope that some of you are very much interested and do want to develop, you know, because I've had a few people have been interested, and obviously numbers are limited, you know. I would love to be able to take anyone. How does the practice work? So, oh, sorry, it's a good question, Maria. So doesn't matter if you have any experience, no experience, whatever it is, we have a practical session once a week on Zoom where we will do either paired work, small group work, or work as a collective. So that would be the whole class. So say we'll obviously be working on practice readings. So say, I don't know, Maria, have you any experience? Do you dabble with cards? Are you a working medium? I don't know. So say, like, you know, one of you is brand new, has no experience, then I'll give you a little bit more TLC in the practical sessions. So that'll be a Zoom call once a week. Now, you do have to be involved in that, not unfortunately, fortunately, you know. So say it's someone like Maria and Lisa. Say, now obviously you would be two different groups, but I would maybe pair Maria up with Lisa the way I used to pair Lisa up with someone a little bit more experienced. So then you would get a reading off Lisa, and then whenever it comes to your time to do your one-to-one, dabble with Angel, my so this is what this mentorship is all about, Maria. It's to give you the confidence and the knowledge in the theory and practice of this work. So you would be paired up with somebody, plus you'd get your theory videos of me breaking down how to do a reading from a professional medium. You know, that's also an additional thing that you get when you sign up, is a recording of my webinar to understand color in intuitive readings, card readings. But you know, you work with where you're at in the practical. So say then it gets to a wee stage where maybe you do 3 card readings, but you've seen one of my larger spreads. and you feel like, Sean, I want to give this a go, then you walk away and you give that a go. But at the same time, I run the practical class, so I'm right there to help you through it. So it doesn't matter where you are and what you want to be doing. See, if you're someone and you're like, I want to develop my mediumship a wee bit more, I will push and support you throughout that as well. You know, that's what you're paying for, that and your theory videos, you know. So it'll be a Tuesday evening class, and I'm super excited for it. Any other questions on the mentorship? Because I talk about things so much, I forget what I say. So you get loads of things for actually signing up. You get Enhancing Your Intuition, which is a 6-part video course give out to you over 6 weeks to help you develop your clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, etc., so that you can get intuitive guidance for yourself. That's totally separate, a thing that I sell. I'm interested in getting an enrollment call. Now, just so you know, the administration fee will be added on though. If you sign up, you're still going to get a call to talk about it though. That's just it. If you sign up like sort of today, there is no administration fee. Enhancing Your Intuition, a 6-part video course. You get the recorded webinar of understanding color in angel cards, and you also get a recorded copy of my professional meditation, blending with spirit. So there are things that you get whenever you sign up for it. Plus, you're getting it without the administration fee. If you want to be one of these ones that is like all for it, go on that link, sign up. I think my PayPal's actually started flashing up there. Happy days, guys. Once you sign up, you will get out your enrollment contract, because it is a course that you're signing up to. I have wasted so much money on courses to develop. Will I think you might be missing out a wee bit of your question there, Tara. So give me the rest of it there and I'll answer. Obviously, I do understand, guys, but this is the thing. I can't comment on other courses, unfortunately. So what? No. It's not. You don't pay it all. And if you want to pay it all tonight, Maria, work away. Like, my bank account will not say no. No. What you're signing up tonight for is you're signing up with your first £40 payment, rather than the £30 administration fee and the first monthly payment. You're just signing up for your first monthly payment, £40. It is recurring. It's every month. Yes. The course itself is £320, but plus the £30 administration fee. So it is, you can pay it all in one go if you want, but I think paying monthly is better on everybody's bank account, you know. Will you get something from it? Absolutely. You know, it is one of those things, Tara, that if you've paid for pre-recorded things, then, and you feel like you've wasted your money, wasn't my course, was it? You know. And the thing is, you have me on our Facebook group that we'll be sorting out. You will have contact with other students, and I will be making sure that you're practicing. And, you know, did you learn anything new tonight, Tara? Base it on that, you know, because maybe, and then again, you mightn't be an ideal fit also. You know, I did have a conversation with a girl, and she told me she had 2 years experience, and then I asked her, well, can you explain what part of the mind connects with spirit? And she had no answers. And I'm like, so obviously you're going to learn stuff from me, you know. So it's always one of those things, come into it with an open mind, very, very much so. But I go into a lot of detail. There's one of my students, she has 20 years experience in the metaphysics, and she says that the things that I'm delivering them in a way that she hasn't got in 20 years, you know. So I do feel sorry. I'm sorry that you feel like you've wasted money in the past. you know. But I'm a firm believer in you're always going to learn from someone, you know. And if you feel like you've learned something today, well, that's a good sign, isn't it? You know, um, you definitely won't waste your money. Very good value. I was a newbie and I don't know. See, there we go. So I have students from all sort of backgrounds, from complete newbies to people with experience. And this is it. If you come into it in such a way that your mind is open, that you want to learn, then that's great. Did I make the Maria, do you understand the payment a little bit more better now? You're not paying 320 in one go, although you can if you want. But what you're signing up today is the first month. Now, the actual practical sessions and stuff aren't happening for another couple of weeks, so just need to make that clear with you. But what you're doing is now you're signing up. And then it'll be, say you sign up today, and the 7th of December, the 7th of January, 7th of whatever, £40 for the 8 months. Pay it all in one go if you want. I really don't mind. It's my brother's birthday today, so it'll be good for him if I do that. I'm joking. But no, it is the 7th of December is the actual kickoff date. Well done, you. But we are starting our training now. So you'll be paying now. So we'll be running. It works out you're running a little bit longer than just 8 months in the terms of you get a few weeks extra at the end that I'm paid for. But the sign up today is to get you access to everything that I've already mentioned with you, plus the webinar to get you going. I have, oh, it's a private message. Well, it is kind of a course that you are paying for, Philomena. I'm just giving you the payment plan. And give it a go. And very interesting. Good guys, good guys. That's me. I'm the good guy, aren't I? I know. Sure, that shocked a few of you. Do you know what, Philomena? It's good that you have no experience, and you know it is what it is. At the end of the day, we all got to start somewhere. But I can guarantee you, if you give it a couple of months and don't enter it into it with that mindset, you'll be going like the rest of like Lisa and my other girls are going. So what happens after these 8 months? I'm not telling you yet. So yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, go and sign up. Once you sign up, I will have your details. You might need to add me on Facebook though, to start to be Facebook group if we're not on that, you know, because that would be really good to see you on there. Thinking I'll give it a go. It's awesome, guys. I really want to know more. Awesome. That's what it's all about. What did I say to you guys? One of the blocks that prevents us from working with spirit is lack of knowledge. Fear comes from lack of knowledge. And I freaking love to teach. Awesome. I'm so delighted that some of you are really considering this. I'm so happy. Plus, you sign up today, go on that link. It means you pay. We'll get going. Our first practical session, the way my diary is not actually scheduled until a little while, a couple of weeks. But I'll keep you updated on that. But that is giving you time now to work through the enhancing your intuition to watch that other masterclass on understanding cards, to give you time to do some shopping on Amazon, to buy your angel cards or your tarot cards or whatever it is that you use, and then we will hit the ground running. You know, I will start to send you your theory videos a little bit towards the end of this month, so you're not overwhelmed with the enhancing your intuition and your theory videos, and then throwing you into practical. You know, but that's it then, guys. Unless there isn't any more questions, I will get this email sent out to you. I will put that little link in again for everybody that wants to go and sign. £30 off, no administration fee is very good, you know, because it takes a while to set you up, 8 months worth of weekly emails, guys. Like, what's that? It's a lot. It's math I can't even do. It's less than, it's around 40 emails need to be typed up with links added into them and stuff like that. So Brenton very graciously give that up for today if people sign up, because he's all about people learning more and bettering themselves and getting more from it. So guys, go on ahead and sign up on that. And I will see you all very, very soon. And I will get this sent out. It's a fantastic session. Good, guys, good. I'm so glad you have enjoyed it. I'll get everything sent out to you, this and a wee recorded guided meditation. And guys, please do really consider signing up. £40 a month for what it is. It's nothing. Like,